speak a little bit to discipleship, mentorship, whatever you want to call it, because I think that's something that we need to see more out of the vets, some of the OGs and CHH being able to, like you said, work with some of the up and coming artists and be able to pour into them and just give them some game on how they should do things. Why do you think that's not done enough? Like, I feel like, I hear it from you, but I don't hear like that. I don't hear it enough.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest, big bro. I just feel like a lot of people they look for opportunities, right? So I was raised before I learned God for myself and really built up studying and growing myself. I was raised in a church that you couldn't touch nothing until you were prepared, right? So you would go into a lot of discipleship. And me, when I gave my life to God, I was real hard-headed. So had I got the microphone prematurely, I probably would have damaged myself more than I helped myself, right? However, I feel like your whole walk in God is designed around proper discipleship. Like the discipleship is probably the most important thing that could take place. So before I launched, I already had a big reputation and name within Southern California, between San Diego and LA. But my music was very, very religious. I operated religiously, but I toured enough field that reached 7. And I'm older than 7, but what 7 did was he took the opportunity to pour into me and grow me for what it is that I do today. Yep. So I think discipleship is very important. And even before 7 came around, and I began to follow the vision that God had really laid out for me, I was already saved 10, 11 years. So I didn't jump into this as a child. I was groomed before I ever touched the platform or began to travel and do music. And a lot of people, they giving their life to God, they being handed over a microphone, and then next thing you know, they're held accountable when they're still novice in the word. And we're looking at them as artists, as if they're leaders. And they're not. They're just artists. But unfortunately, in this hip hop thing, when you're given a platform, the platform sometimes outweighs the individual.
Do you think there's a disconnect between, somebody like yourself, like more of a seasoned vet, compared to the up and coming, to where you guys can't build those relationships to have these conversations and talk more about discipleship and mentorship and kind of like, give them a little bit more game? Do you feel like they receive you guys as vets, or is it just a disconnect?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a bit different than maybe a lot, because my life is predicated and built around discipleship and discipling others. So I don't really have an issue when dealing with the younger generation. One, I relate to them. That's big. I all the way relate to them. And they view me as a OG. So I don't have that problem, and nor does 7. Okay. But I do see in the community, some don't want to hear from others, but I travel a different lane. I believe there's a lane. I believe my music is the music that Hog Mob puts out. And I can use myself as an example, right? Because 7 could write a worship song that'll go crazy in the church. Like he can. He's been able to fluctuate. But myself, I feel like my music is too hard for the church and too church for the streets. Mm. So I focus on the individual that's standing in the crossway. So I'm not rapping for your revival. I'm not the artist you want to call for your youth group. And then I'll go in the nightclub and rock it, but I'm probably not the dude you're gonna call for the nightclub. You know what I mean? But that dude that's wavering, like a dude in a penitentiary, that's like, I'm on a GP yard. I want to go special on a special needs yard, but if I go on the special needs yard so I can get out, the GP dudes on the GP yard gonna be upset with me. I'm gonna encourage him to make that decision that fits best for him and get his spirit right. You know what I mean? Where if a dude is wavering from right to left, that's the dude I speak to, and that's the dude I'm looking for. And a lot of our youth, they really undecided right now.